New York, big city of dreams.
I'm coming straight out.
New York, big city of dreams.
NYC.
Let's go! Gunshots in the air. We are here. We are live. We are the Knicks, and we beat the preseason Pistons and made it interesting, but we did it. Well, what's going on? It's Jealous from the Nick of Time show. Here, give you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time, and we're here to talk that Knicks talk, man. The Knicks beat the Pistons. Of course, they didn't have Cade. They didn't have Hayes. They didn't have Sadiq Bey. But it doesn't matter because you know what? We didn't have Kemba Walker, and they made the game interesting for us, right? But we beat the Pistons 108-100, and they made it interesting. Julius Randle returned to all-star form with 29 points, 30 rebounds, 5 assists. Taj Gibson, he turns back the clock and gives you a double-double as well. R.J. Barrett gives you 12 assists, 12.6 assists, 7 rebounds. Derrick Rose gives you 14 points, 5 assists. Alec Burks chips in with 12. We didn't hit 53s we didn't take 53s this time. We didn't hit the 43 mark, but we hit 33 threes today, and we won in resounding fashion. So we all going to talk about, before we even get into the details, let's introduce our guys. First and foremost, let me introduce my man. It is the man, the myth, the legend, the guy with the stats and the facts.
Ryan G's in the building. Let's go. Knicks, we here.
We are here, man. Gunshots, Knicks, we are here. And, of course, you already know who this man is. It is my guy from the YouTube channel across the street. It is, I call him the Raw Metaphor. It is the Raw Hebrew Remnant. What's going on, Raw?
What's up? We here. We deep.
Yeah, man. We here. We deep. Listen, man. I was a little bit worried. I was a little bit worried. Even in the first quarter, because in the first quarter, the Knicks were winning. We had Derrick Rose starting, pushing the pace, and we were up by 7 points. But even when we were up 7, the defense, it worried me. It worried me deeply. I felt like they were getting open shots all willy-nilly, even though we were up. And it seems like our the point of attack defense, like you kind of mentioned in Twitter, Raw, was lacking. How did you see the game?
Yeah, I was totally disgusted in the first half. The defense was not the Knicks' defense, and they were getting beat into. What was going on is they were getting beat into the lane, and then Pistons were passing in the lane and just getting easy passes. So it reminded me of circa 2018 under somebody like Kornacek or something. I was like, what kind of crap is this? So then in the second half, they changed around. But the first half, I was not worried about them losing the game. But I was just disgusted about the lack. And, of course, you could see Tom Thibodeau was as well.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It was. I don't know if you have anything to add to that, Ryan, but I was completely disgusted. And as much as I big up Derrick Rose all the time. I big up Derrick Rose all the time. But to me, he was getting his cookies taken by this guy, Sabine Lee, man. What did you see, Ryan?
Well, I definitely agree with Rob's assessment of the game. I felt like in the first half, sometimes when you're facing a team and you know that they're not going to have certain players playing and it's going to be a weaker version of that team, sometimes a player's competitive spirit might not be that high because, and they might think that, this is going to probably be an easy game for us, seeing that, we have most of our guys here and that they don't. And maybe that could be the reason why the Knicks probably came out as flat as they did. But clearly Thibs got in their ass at halftime, and then that's when you saw, the Knicks come out with more effort going into that, the second half of the game. So the first half was worrying, but, the Knicks corrected themselves and got back to, their identity, which is hard defense, and they came back and won the game.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. And you know what? Before I even get along with the show, hold on. I gotta give my man a shout out, cause my man Young Simba is in the Yo, I'm a guy, Young Simba, man. He's been working nights, missing shows. He's able to catch the beginning of the show. So, I gotta shout him out first and foremost, because I know he got to go to work. But shout you out, man. Shout out to Young Simba, who's in the chat.
Shout out, baby. Shout out.
All right. Also, shout out Illa, because I know Illa is here, man. Illa. I know you here, man. RJ had a pretty decent night, bounce back game. If you want to talk to us live, because we have a new toy today. We have a new toy. If you want to talk to us live and talk about the game, you can hit us up at that number right there, 319-527-6241, to give us that Knicks talk and discuss the rest of this Knicks game live on the air with your guys at the KOT show. Shout out to Joey Pokemon. I see you. All right, I see you. I catch them all. I'm catching all you guys. Right, giving you all you guys love. Okay, but yeah. Back to the game though. All right, so it was a slow start in the first quarter, but what's first? You know what? It's funny. It's a slow start to the first quarter, but scoring wise, and I looked at the end of the first quarter, we had Taj Gibson, who was leading all scorers on our team with 6. It seemed like he was going with Taj Gibson in the first quarter, and that was our dark horse that we was running out. What did you see? How did you see Taj performing, Ryan? Like, what did you see from him today?
Well, from what we know of Taj Gibson, watched him throughout the years, we know that mainly he's a defensive guy. You know, he's that guy that's going to provide you good defense, great effort on the defensive end of the floor. But today he showed his offensive game, and I mean, at 36 years old, he's showing that he's still adding to his game.
Yeah.
Because, you know, he's added the three-point shot to his game. He still got the mid-range. Even one of the plays that he made, he actually went off the dribble and took a pull-up jump. And I was like, whoa, since when Taj Gibson had that in his game?
Yeah, like, whose man is this?
Exactly. Like, I don't recognize this Taj Gibson I'm seeing right now. Like, what's going on? But, yeah, I mean, clearly the guy has improved on the offensive end with age, and he was definitely one of the catalysts to the Knicks winning the game tonight.
Yeah, it seemed like when we was hard up to score, it seemed like he was the guy to go to, and he ends up with a double on the line. What does he have? 21 points, 9 rebounds.
Yeah, 21-9.
21 points, 9 rebounds. 4 on the offensive end, 2 assists, a steal, and 2 blocks from the old man River Taj Gibson. Come on, man. Who'd have thought? We got all of these young heads over here. Mitchell Robinson, out, injury. Noel, out, injury. The one that has been the most reliable, the most sturdy, the most injury-free has been the guy in his 30s who people thought was going to retire last year. Like, what is happening right now? Like, how blessed are we to have this guy at the end of the bench for what? How many pennies are we playing him right now? Like, still, man, like he's done tremendous from us, man. He's done tremendous. Anything to add to that, Raw, about Taj Gibson's play?
The thing is that generally, right, because this is Julius' 3rd year with us, and Julius sets the tone. And he came out very lackadaisical in the first half on both sides of the ball. And so generally speaking, when he does that, the whole team follows suit. But Taj is a constant. You know, he don't care. He comes in and he does what he does. And D.Rose, these are 2 Tibbs dudes. He's another constant. And to me, that's what kept us in the game.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree. So you felt like Julius Randle was also bad defensively, because I definitely saw Derrick Rose getting torched. I like the way Derrick Rose pushed the pace in that first quarter. It seemed like he was running by himself a little bit. Like they weren't used to having a point guard who runs. But I felt like I felt like he was getting burned a lot. I felt like Fournier was getting burned in that first half a lot as well. But you feel like Julius Randle too.
Well, Julius is the leader, so he's got to set the tone. So when he came out, he was lackadaisical on the defensive side. He was lackadaisical on the offensive side. When they was trying to push the rock, he has a habit of when he gets the rebound, jogging up the floor, right? He did that, and that slowed us down. So that wasn't helping. But the thing is that because D.Rose, Alec Burks, and Taj was constant, they didn't care about what Randle was doing, not doing. They come out like professionals and play their game. That's what kept us going.
We might have to, light a fire. I mean, you know what? I'm going to give Randle a little bit. This is his first game back. I feel like he wasn't all the way. Yeah.
It's not like he's thinking nothing. He was just thinking this is a stinky Detroit team. We're going to just cruise, but you can't do that.
No, you can't do that. And that might have a lot to do with it, too. Like, we're playing the Detroit team. This is a team that we beat constantly last season without even trying. They didn't have Cade Cunningham. Maybe this was like a kind of almost like a trap game, like preseason, kind of mentality, because it seemed like they was playing like that for sure. At least the first unit. Even though we were leading, it was just like, this doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? But let's move on to another subject, which is the point guard rotation, or a lack thereof, or whatever. Or Tom Thibodeau, he talked to the media the other night, and he talked about how he was going to prioritize using Quickly as a point guard and getting a good look at that. And also, guys like Grimes and McBride might not see minutes. And today was kind of an illustration of what he was saying. Kemba was out. Derrick Rose was the primary point guard, and we saw Quickly be the primary ball handler for that second unit. So guys like Aurora, how did you feel Quickly upheld that role as the primary playmaker in that second unit tonight?
I think he did well. I mean, he didn't score a lot. He was keeping his head up. He found Obi on a couple of times down the floor. He's throwing more of that home run ball than he did ever that I've seen before. So I like his development as that. It's going to take. He's still developing. He's not a finished product by any means, but he's really improving. I'm seeing improvement from last year through the summer to now. He really is making it. You can see the effort of him improving to see the floor more. So I like that they use the preseason games like this to do that, to work that out. So it's good. No, it was a good thing. It was a good thing.
Yeah. Also, I think he's leading the Knicks in assists as a guard so far for preseason. Ryan, anything to add? How did you like how Quickly played today in the preseason?
Well, first and foremost, with Kemba being out, I would have liked to see McBride get some minutes at point guard, but I understand with Thibs' reasoning, saying that he wants to see Quickly at point guard a bit. I can understand why he went with Quickly instead when Rose got pushed up to the starting point guard with Kemba out. But overall, I thought Quickly did pretty good. Like Ross said, he's learning. It's not like he's a finished product at point guard. I did like that one play he made with Obi when it was like a two-man game and he got that bounce pass. Even though Obi missed the shot,
right,
it was still a good play. And would I have Quickly running point guard this upcoming season? Probably not with Rose and Kemba there. I would probably have him more as the two guard, but I think he did show some positive signs as a point guard tonight.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I agree with you. I feel like it was very noticeable that he was not trying to chuck. He took 2 shots in the first half. These long balls that he usually takes, he didn't really take any until the second half. And here's the thing. Here's the thing that I like, right? In that first half, even though that second unit didn't really have problems scoring, I felt Quickly got them open shots. And as a point guard, your job is to give people open shots, and it's their job to finish them. So even though, like, how many assists did he have tonight? I think only he had 4 assists. He had 4 assists.
They missed some easy shots for him too, though.
Yeah, they missed some easy shots for him. It seems like Obi and Quickly with Quickly being a point guard, it seems like Obi's gonna get more opportunities as a role man. At least that's what he's trying to concentrate on. So that was good. I liked how Quickly he passed some. He threw some passes to like the opposite corner that I didn't even see coming. I think he created like about 3 or 4 open shots in the half court set, and of course I saw the long balls for Obi for the easy passes that I liked as well. So overall, his point guarding skills, I liked what I saw, even though the scoring wasn't good. The defense, on the other hand, though, I like the effort, but it was how do you say? It was like playing hard, not smart.
Yeah.
As Clyde would say. Quickly had 3 fouls in the first quarter. I think Jericho Sims quickly scored, fouled somebody at the 3-point line. Jericho Sims did the same thing. That second unit in general, they had problems defending and rebounding. Do you guys agree with me with that?
Yeah, no, that was perfect, man. I mean, that's exactly what happened. I mean, it's going to sound crazy, but this is how good the Knicks are. They can play terrible and still win the game.
Yeah.
And they can have all kind of guys not having a good night, but then you have two guys or one guy, three guys still step up. So, I mean, Taj, D.Rose, Evan Fournier, Burks, they all play good.
Yeah, man.
And I mean, we didn't have Kemba. IQ didn't score but 1 point, right? Obi was jealous, but he wasn't hitting no baskets. So there was nobody. But then all of a sudden, you know, we still, they couldn't pull away from us, and they were shooting. I don't know what they shot in the first half, but they were shooting the lights out in the first half from three. And so I was like, they can't keep this up. This is Detroit, so they're not going to keep
right.
it up. But and so sure enough, you know, second half the Knicks turned up the D. Randle started being Randle.
Yeah, man.
It was all over, you know. But I was just impressed the fact that we are so deep. We can have a sticky game like this and still come out on top like we cruising.
I agree with you, man. I agree with you. And you know what? We got our first caller of the night in the queue. Let's go. Gunshots in the air, all right? What's going on? So if you didn't know, right now we do live phone calls, not Discord link, you know, although that, you know, that could be done as well. You can now call in, so please call in if you want to talk Knicks with us. It is 319-527-6241 to call the Knick of Time show and talk Knicks. So go ahead, Fritz, if you can hear me patching the first caller, all right? And shout out to everybody in chat.
Yo.
What's going on? What's going on? State your name, where you from?
Yo, what's going on, JL? It's Joey from Atlantic City. How we doing, guys?
Hi, what's going on, Joey? Nice to hear you from you again.
What's up, boy? What?
Hey, man, what's good?
What up, bro? What's up, man? The first point I want to make for this call, I noticed that Kevin Knox looks like it almost looks like he's taking a step back, man. And, like, I mean that in both, like, you know, a figurative stance, but I also mean it, like, literally, too, because every time he gets the ball, his first step is backwards. It's like he's going back to that old tendency of, like, playing passive, and he's not playing, like, aggressive like we need him to. And just to see him, like, put that ball in between the rim and the backboard, man, I was just like, oh, no. Like, not like Knox, you got to step up and you got to do that jump ball, man. Don't make Obi do that for you, you know?
That's funny.
But I mean, man, I don't know. He looked so good the other night, and then tonight he just kind of looks lost.
Well, what do you think?
Know, man.
What do you think, guys? How do you feel like Kevin Knox played? Because I feel
Kevin played good, man. I mean, he messed some defensive assignments.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, I was a little concerned, and then a couple of times he got out muscled on the rebounding. He did. So a couple of times they got second shots, and it was over Kevin.
Right.
So
Patinky or something is his
problem.
name, I think, right?
Yeah, offensively, it's designed for him not to be. When you see him stand in the corner, that's by design. So it's not like he just decides to stand there. That's part of the offense. So he did what he's supposed to do offensively, I think, but he's got to be more aware on the rebounding. That kid, I forgot that guy's name. It's just to show you how important that guy was. I don't even know who he is, but he shot one in his face, and then he got two offensive rebounds right over Kevin.
Jamarco Pickett, right?
Yeah, the dude from Georgetown, I think.
Yeah. And I was like, what the hell, Kevin? Come on, baby. Get in the game. But Tom, and I could see Tom was pissed off, but he let him stay in the game.
Yeah, he was yelling at him.
Yeah, but he let him stay in the game and run. So let's let him give him some rope, let him see what he could do. But I wasn't worried about him letting homie jump for him or him. He didn't purposely shoot the ball into the corner, into the basket rim like that. But to me, offensively, I don't have a problem with him. I have a problem with him boxing out,
right,
and looking for those boards and using his length on the offensive and defensive glass.
Yeah, I agree with you, Raw. You want to say something, Ryan?
No, I was just saying I agree with Raw 100%.
Yeah, I agree too. My thing is, like, I felt like he did well passing today. Like, you know, he done well shooting the game before. I felt like maybe people were playing up on him a little bit more today, and I feel like he did a good job of kind of dribbling and finding the open man. It led to Alec Burks hitting a couple of shots. The go-ahead pass, the hockey assist from Knox that led to, you know, an alley-oop was a great. Yeah. Like, even though he didn't score like he did, I feel like he had some good offensive moments. But like you said, bro, I think the defense, to me, from Knox was the bigger issue.
That was the bigger issue to me, man.
Yeah,
sure.
I don't know. I just thought it compounded the issue, like when he went back on defense and he didn't box out, and the guy got the ball over him, and then Tibbs wanted to call timeout, and then he was yelling at him, and then he yelled it quickly because he didn't call the timeout. I don't know. But I mean, but for me, it's just like I feel like Knox, like he's only good when he has certain players in the game. Like I don't know. Maybe it's just my opinion, but I just don't see him playing very well with some of these other guys that aren't like, veteran players. Like I feel like Knox needs like really good people around him for him to even play decent. But I don't know. Maybe that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. Maybe he'll play better in these next couple games, but I don't know.
I tell you what, with Kevin needs minutes. This is the thing. There's guys that can come off the bench and just play really good. Like, you got guys that can microwave and just get in the game right away.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin's rookie year showed me that, once he gets to minute 25, 28, he starts to, he's warmed up. He needs one of those guys.
Yeah.
Randle's like that. He needs a lather. He needs to be in the game. So you just bring him off the bench. That's not his best. I think if you gave Kevin 25 minutes, you would see a different Kevin. So it's just like but he does need to be cognizant of the bars and defense, no matter how long he's in the game. That's the problem, But I think he's one of those guys that if you just like Fizdale wasn't a great coach, but what he did was the first year with Kevin, he's let Kevin play, and Kevin exploded a couple of games, man. So he just needs more time. I think he just needs more time, but he does need to be more cognizant defensively and on the boards.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, man. Thank you for the call, Joe. Unless you got another point.
Yeah, I was just going to say, and I'll finish up here with this. I just feel like with our offense, when we have like just a couple people scoring double-digit numbers versus like having everyone on the board, I feel like our offense is a lot better when everybody's getting involved and scoring. I feel like tonight was just more of just like let Julius Randle do everything, and then, Taj obviously helped out. But I don't know. I like our offense a lot better when everyone's scoring like 8 to 12, 20 points. I feel like everything works a lot better. And, I mean, we saw it tonight playing these guys. We kind of came out with like a lax attitude, like we were going to beat them because, it's the Pistons. But,
yeah,
I don't know. But that's basically it for me.
All right.
Yeah.
Joey makes a good point. But the thing is, and he's right, as bad as we did not play offensively, 5 guys still scored in double figures.
Right. And I'm not even. I don't even think Julius Randle, like I said, Julius didn't really take over to the third quarter. And let's be honest, we needed it.
We did.
Like if he didn't take over that third quarter, I don't know where we would be. We'd be dead in the water right now.
Take over, he did too. Like, I mean, he was starting to pop from 3, man.
Exactly, because I felt like he kind of laid back the first 2 quarters. To be honest, he was kind of letting everybody else eat.
Way too lackadaisical.
Yeah, so I mean, and coincidentally, the defense picked up too at that same time, so it all helped out for us. But I mean, I have a different take on it. I feel like the Knicks had decent shots that we just missed a lot of easy layups. We missed a lot of easy baskets. We just missed opportunities to me in that first half, and also just the defense in general just was. The defense for the first unit was bad for me in the first half, and the rebounding was bad for me with the second unit, and it compounded. I mean, luckily we were only down by 4, and we still were only down by 4.
That's what I'm saying. That's how bad Detroit was and how good we are.
Exactly.
It's terrible. We're only down by 4 at the half.
Exactly. But salute to you, Joey, man. Thanks for calling. We're gonna bring the next caller up. All right. I guess he must be off the call. Shout out to Joey, man. Everybody else is rocking with the KOT show. If you like the channel, you like the content, please like and subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, hit that share button as well. And also, if you want to call in, please call 319-527-6241 to talk to us live during the show. All right, so go ahead, Fritz, keep bringing that next caller when you're ready. All right, shout out to people in the chat I haven't seen. Shout out to Rich Jim, man. Shout out to Iller. Shout out to Picks for Timmy. I see you in here heavy. I'm gonna have to make Picks for Timmy mod. I'll be seeing Picks for Timmy here all the time. And JT Reddick too. I'll be seeing JT Reddick representing for the KOT show as well. All right. Salute. Is Fritz having problems passing people in? Let me know.
Because the other day we lost the channel, the phone thing for a second.
Yeah, but I think it's because we did like some mid-screen stuff. You said the caller is live. I can't hear him.
Oh, can you hear me? I was quiet the whole time.
You was quiet the whole time. There you go.
Yeah.
What's going on, caller? What's your name? Where you from?
I was gonna be like, okay, you're patched in. All right, yeah, Frizz tell me that. What's going on, fellas? JT Riddick. originally from Brooklyn, New York, but I currently live in Norfolk, Virginia. I called last time during the summer league.
All right.
Just want to, basically call, get my thoughts on the game today and how I feel. And just piggybacking off of like what the last dude said, I think that's what it was. I think we were cocky because we thought, okay, it's the Pistons. They're already not really a good team, and they were already down, so we didn't really – you could kind of see like they didn't have that intensity when it was playing against them.
Right.
But I think something that we actually should be happy about is, but remember before we were such a bad team, we would have lost.
Yeah.
We actually won.
Yeah.
So I think that's something worth discussing because it's like, okay, we are a good team. So yes, that's just pretty much my thoughts on that. And then of course, like the caller said, we want everybody to produce more and to do, and to step up to the plate. But that's the point of having like that star player. We don't want to give Randle that credit, like, oh, is he really a star player? But he showed it tonight where everybody was kind of not really playing their best game, and he stepped up and said, okay, I got it, I'm gonna do it. So you only can the future's bright because you can see him just doing it more and more and more efficient. And because we're going to have those nights where he's going to have to do it one night, then maybe Kemba going to do it next night, then maybe RJ going to do it the other night. And then him talking about Knox is like Ross said it best. It's like anything. Knox needs time. He needs minutes. In a perfect situation, if the 3 or the 4 was wide open, he could play 25, 30 minutes a night. Probably by game 30, we'll see the Knox you want to see, but right now we don't got the time for that. That's not going to happen. So unfortunately, that train has sailed.
To me, it's ceremonial. I don't know, man. For like certain play, I don't know. I just feel like it might be ceremonial for Knox to get his minutes right now. I think it's more of like, it's I think it's situational in that, this is last year. They want to give him every opportunity to do what he has to do and to try to make a career for himself because he has been here for a while. Like I said in preseason, not even preseason, summer league, Grimes can do everything Knox can do but play defense at the same time. So
true.
I don't know.
Grimes is a better rebounder, better defender right now. He is.
Yeah.
He is, and I think at this point, like the writing is on the wall with Knox, and right now we're setting him up for trade value because I think, Roy, you said it a few episodes ago, we don't want the same thing to happen to him what happened with Frank, where he just let him walk out the door for nothing. So we could flip him into something. We will flip him into something.
Absolutely.
But it's like it realistically is just difficult because Tibbs isn't in the game of developing unless if like we say health-wise, people get COVID, injuries, whatever. You're really going to see Knox really get that shine to really get that many minutes in on a consistent basis. So with that situation, I think is going to be it's very situational. That's the best word to put it when it comes to that. But as far as other games, I wish because it's preseason, I wish we would have seen Deuce more at the point and I really wanted to see a backcourt of Deuce and IQ.
Right.
Especially because the Pistons were so they were so shorthanded. So I really thought today was the perfect game to see that. I was expecting to see that, but we didn't. So it is what it is. But it's just something like you like we keep saying. That's the question that I'm keeping my eye on the entire season. When are these players gonna play?
Yeah.
This is obvious the hierarchy, man. He's going with the vets first. Let's talk about that though, because listen, our defense was stinking for a large parts of time. I love Derrick Rose; he did great for us in the offensive end, but he was getting smoked defensively, most of the night. Was this a night for Deuce to get his minutes? Do you feel like this is a time for him to get it? And you go ahead.
Well, I think so because this is a game that really wasn't worth anything. It was a preseason game. So it's like we can go 4-0, 5-0 in the preseason. It's not going to, translate to the regular season. So that's why I was like, this is the perfect time. Like I'm watching the game. Like, why is D.Rose like killing himself, getting burnt out? When I see him limped off, I was like, that makes no sense, man. You should have had Deuce playing the whole time because this game is nothing. It doesn't matter. So I'd rather see, even if we lose, okay, it's preseason again.
I agree with you, man. And salute. Go ahead, Ryan.
No, I just wanted to add that. Yeah, it's nothing to us, but obviously to Tibbs it means something because Tibbs plays these preseason games like as if they're regular season games. I think what Tibbs is trying to establish is a winning culture from early. Like, yeah, these games might not mean nothing, but we're going to play these games like as if they're real, and we're going to win these games and hope that winning culture translates into the regular season. But I agree. I wanted to see McBride get some minutes, especially with Kemba out. But that's not the way Thibs thinks. Thibs plays his guys, and Thibs want his guys ready for regular season. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
And that's one thing. Like, we just, at the end of the day, he's the one out there coaching, not us, and that's one thing we just have to accept because that's who he is and that's what he's going to do. So, just if it was like we all say, if it was up to us, we would do it this way. But we already know. We know what to expect with Tom Thibodeau as our coach.
Absolutely.
Also, what we got to remember, too, is Tom has said it from the beginning. He doesn't like the fact that there are only 4 preseason games. To him, that's not enough time to get his rotation prepared, much less look and see guys on the bench. So for him, he's like, I only got 4 games. I got to get my rotation ready, and then I can look at other guys. I think still, as the season goes on, you'll see Deuce at some point in the middle of the season. But right now, he's trying to focus on his rotation. And so if they had 6 games in the preseason, you'd probably see Deuce in them. But the fact that he only has 4, he's thinking it's too short of a period of time, and I got to get my guys ready I got to get my rotation ready in a hurry.
Yeah, I agree with you. And salute to you. You got something else to say?
Oh, no, I was going to leave y'all with this, and y'all can discuss it. And, of course, appreciate y'all for letting me on. As far as him figuring out the rotation, I feel like, don't y'all think this would be a good time for him to experiment? Because look at who he closed the game out with, our rotation that we had last year. You already know what those guys look like. Mm-hmm. So if there's anything, the time to experiment will be now because, again, you want to win. But I think the data you would collect from seeing how Fournier closes the game with, well, Kemba's not here, but with Rose, because Fournier is a starter, right? Rose is the bench guy. So you kind of want to, like, who was it? It was Rose, Birch, RJ, Randle, and Taj. We've had those guys last year. We know what they look like together. We know what we get with them. So just, I'm going to hang up and, like, I'll listen to what your thoughts is on that, where it's, like, it's kind of a sticky situation where it's, like, what is he prioritizing? Figuring out the lineups or more of winning, which could hurt us in the future. Just my opinion. But appreciate you guys for letting me on. Salute to KOT. Everybody hit the like, subscribe for these guys. Love what y'all do. Salute.
Yo, salute, man. Salute, man.
Solid,
Yes,
solid,
thank you, man.
solid.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Solid. Well, Tom said it the other day, though. He doesn't look at last year in terms of them being a cohesive unit. He starts every season from scratch. Yes, he knows what he has, but to him, he's got to get these guys to gel to where he's happy with it, see? So to me, as I'm looking at him from everything that he said, he's talking about I need more than 4 games, and I got to get these guys ready for opening night. And I think that's why you're going to see Mitchell Robinson on Friday.
Yeah, man. That's a nice little segue, too, man. I don't know unless you got something else to add to that, Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it right there. Thibs is a guy that he wants to make sure everything is up and running for the regular season because, Thibs takes his game seriously. Like, he does not want to miss a beat in the regular season. So if he feels as if it's not enough time for him to get his rotations in check, of course he's going to use the preseason games to really play his guys. And then the guys, probably in that third unit or on the end of the bench, it's going to be tough getting them playing time because Thibs is there trying to get his guys ready for the regular season.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with all sentiments, man. And listen, man, salute to the chat, man. I'm gonna continue this conversation because we got stuff to talk about. We got to talk about Mitchell Robinson and Nerlens Noel returning too, man. That's something we got to talk about. I want to talk about a little bit about RJ as well because he had a bad shooting game but a good game overall. But salute to the chat. Shout out to Picks for Timmy. Shout out to M. Thompson. Shout out to my guy Illa from Canada, the #1 RJ Barrett fan. Shout out to Knicks Nation TV. My guy Kate. I know you. Shout out to you. Rich Jim, everybody else is rocking with the KT show. Also, we got a $2 super chat. Gunshots in the air from DJ Dax. It says, great show as usual. Thank you, man. Thank you for your support. There's been some Knicks news, man. Mitchell Robinson is looking like he is close to returning on Friday. That is the date they're looking at. He might be returning against the Wizards. As you know, the Wizards is his last game that he played. The last team he played against was the Wizards when he had a double-double at halftime, and he might be returning. This could be huge for us, man, because as well as we were playing, we were getting killed in the paint, guys. We were getting killed in the paint. Like, our whole thing all season was like, hey, man, if our point of attack defense is off, we'll have somebody like Mitchell Robinson on that backhand who clean things up. Sims has not been able to do that. As good as Taj has been, he's not been able to do that as well. Mitch will change that for us tremendously. So, I'm chopping at the bits to have Mitch and the Noel back, you know?
No, Tibbs knows that. And that's what I'm saying. Tonight you saw the absence of those two guys because, you know, everybody's hyping Jericho Sims. I'm not saying Sims is not going to be a good player eventually, but he's not those two guys. And he obviously cannot do what those two guys do. You would not have seen Detroit get all into the rim like that if those two guys were there. So that's going to make a big difference. And this is us not playing well.
Right.
You imagine if Mitchell Robinson's in there or Norris Noel plus. Oh my God.
Yeah, man. Listen, we'll be all right, man. We'll definitely be all right when those guys get back. But let's talk about that because Sims didn't even see. Sims saw a little bit less minutes, guys. We saw somebody else come in here. We saw Amir drop in.
Yeah.
Sims drop. I said Sims got less minutes. That's not what I meant.
Yeah.
Jericho got less minutes, and we saw Sims get some pretty good minutes in that second half. I felt like he really contributed to our turnaround. What did you see? Did you see that part, Ryan? How did you see it?
Yeah, I mean, he definitely contributed on the defensive end. You know, he contributed, played defense and helped that second half comeback. You know, he's a pretty decent player. I think he's gonna probably be with the G League, but he definitely stepped in and did his part.
Yeah, man, I felt like his pick and roll defense, at the 3-point line was really good. I feel that was a staple defensive moment for our team. To have a big who can stop guards from penetration and play defense that well is a huge plus for us. Like Ross said, I think he's bound to get that 2-way contract. Listen, man, he looks like he's positionally solid, so you might see him taking some minutes over Jericho moving forward, man. That's what I'm seeing from him. But also one more person I want to talk about before I close the show, unless somebody else wants to call in, RJ Biggity Barrett, man. RJ Barrett had such an interesting game. He starts off the game hitting a 3-point shot in the corner. Then he wasn't really scoring well, but what I liked from RJ's game was the passing was tremendous. Like, Taj scored 21 points. I feel like RJ had 6 assists on the night. A lot of those assists came from RJ as kind of like a pick and pop guy, man. We've all talked about, like, what do you have to do to affect the game without scoring? And RJ, I feel like he did a great job of, even when he wasn't scoring, just picking the game apart on the other side.
He affects winning, man. I mean, he affects winning. So he only scored. He shot the ball horribly. He was 3 for 11. He had 12 points, but 6 assists and 7 boards. I mean, he affects winning plus 12, and so RJ's an all-around player, man. He's never going to be spectacular. He's not going to jump at the top of the backboard and do a reverse dunk or anything like that. But at the end of the game, he's affecting winning, and he's always going to do that. That's him.
That's what's up. Oh, hold up a second. Hold up. I got to hit the gunshots. I got to get the gunshots because my next caller is up. And the next caller is none other than my man. Nuggy Fresh in the building, man. Shout out to Nuggy Fresh, man. He holds down, organizes the KOT Discord chat. He always comes with, Jay Ellis, you should do this, Jay Ellis. Like, he comes with me ideas. Shout out to Nuggy Fresh, man. What's going on, Nuggy? What's good, bro? What's good, man?
Man, on my way back from this game. It was a great game. We were down the whole thing, though. We was down by 5 basically the whole way. Then we pulled out at the end with some great, amazing defense by Randle, by RJ. Fournier was even chipped in. It was a great game.
Yeah. It was a great game.
One thing I can say is that it definitely was a lack of defense. Definitely a lack of defense the whole 1 through the whole first 3 quarters, even a little bit of the fourth. Lack of defense. They was getting rebounds they shouldn't have been getting. But again, we don't got Mitch. We don't got Mitch in there. We ain't got Noel in there. So it's kind of expected, but it was just like it wasn't a good thing to see.
Nah, it wasn't.
Them two are both injury prone, and all we got is Taj and then Sims. So if them two both get injured, then that's all we got. I don't know what we're gonna do. To be real,
We'll be all right.
Granted, we still won. But
we'll be all right.
soon
It's
as
not like they're
we-
not gonna both be out like that all the time.
yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, we'll be all right.
You know, hopefully we get Mitch back this week,
Yeah.
or at least before the season starts, and we should be fine. But besides that, it was a great atmosphere in the building. I went there with me and my daughter. She had a great time.
That's what's up. Raise them right.
What section was you sitting in?
Oh man, we started at 300, but we went down to 100. Then
You went down
we
to
went down
100?
further.
Yeah, that's what's up.
That's how you do it. That's how you're supposed to do it.
You know how it
down
is
to
in
100.
preseason.
All right, you
Preseason,
went down to the
preseason ain't no but
$1,500 seats, man. There you
testing
go.
the seats out. You know, I didn't do the test drive and all the seats that I might want to get this year.
That's what's up. Get the atmosphere.
That's what's up.
All right,
Nah,
man.
but it was definitely a great game right there. You know, I wish we could have did a little bit better, but you know, Randle, he cracked 29 points.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I didn't even see that even happening. I don't know, was it the Henny in my cup or me messing with my daughter? That 29 points.
Yeah, man. Randall's 16 points in the third quarter. Knicks were down by 8, and he pulled it off almost seemingly by himself, man. Kudos to Randle. Pulled it out, game out.
Yeah.
We needed he stepped his defense up tremendously in that fourth quarter. Like there was a sequence, and I was just like, wow, like the defense is really, really tight. But then there was other sequences. He was like, wow, like what are they doing out there? And then the 3-pointer thing, the 3-point. I'm happy they're shooting a lot of 3-pointers, but then there's a lot of 3-pointers that they're shooting. Is just like, why are you shooting that 3-pointer? We can get an easier 2-pointer, or we can keep the ball movement around to get a better shot.
Right.
But
Yeah.
But listen,
that's just my thinking. And plus, it's just preseason, you know, and we didn't have all our starters out there as well.
Exactly. We didn't have all our stars out there as well. And listen, man, even with that, we still didn't get our 40 attempts for the game. So
No,
exactly.
if we
For
would have
real,
got
though,
40
we got
attempts, I don't know
40
what we would have did, because them shots was going up there. It was like, even from Knox, from Obi, everybody was just shooting bricks today a little bit.
yeah, it was off.
Yeah.
It was off. This is, man. But listen, man, we pulled it out anyway. We got more talent, and I'm curious to see, man, because listen, when Mitch comes back, I think things will be a little bit different. But I'm also still curious to see if we struggle at point of attack defense like we have today, whether McBride or Grimes will get off the bench eventually. I'm curious to see as the season goes on how Tom reacts to that, because you know.
Do you think Taj will steal some minutes from the centers with how many points he's putting up per game? Do you think he's going to steal some of them center minutes?
I've been thinking about that in the back of my mind, because he's just so offensively, he just gives us another dimension, and defensively he's solid. So I don't know, man. This is a tough one to call. I feel like my mind saying he's third string, but my heart is like, yo, man, he's 21 and 9 is nothing to sneeze at. Like
he's putting up more points than I think that Mitch and Noel's could ever put up.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, he doesn't shoot a lot, but he still opens things up. You want to say something, Ryan?
No, I was just agreeing that you're really gonna see 20 points from Mitch or Noel. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and I know Noel's been working on threes.
You can barely even see 10 points from them.
Exactly. And I know Noel's been working on 3-point shooting, but Taj, has the post game. He has the corner three. He has a short roll jumper. He has like a little hook. Like he has like a offensive repertoire where he can take some of the load off offensively and give RJ Barrett a passing target. So
Yeah.
It just depends on what Tibbs values defense. It's gonna be a tough call, man. Maybe it might be a matchup night to night. Maybe it might be depending on foul trouble. But I think he's still gonna go with Mitch and Noel. I think he's.
No, there's no doubt. We're not playing Taj Gibson. Come on, stop.
Yeah.
No, he's gonna go. He's gonna play Mitch and he's gonna play Noel. Now, what I'm thinking though is I'm thinking he's gonna platoon them the way he platoons the point guards. Like I wouldn't be surprised if you seen each of them get 20 minutes and Taj get 8 from the 5 spot.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. You think he's gonna give Mitch 20?
Well, because just gotta make sure he's protected from injury. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, unless all of a sudden he's really dominating one night. But I could see them platooning them, like, okay, 25, 50. But I see them platooning them so they're not playing them too many minutes and then let Taj come in. I could see that.
Okay.
I see that we definitely don't really have too much of a drop-off for each center position.
Right.
It's just that one center position gives us more points than blocks.
Right.
And Noel can give us some points as well.
Yeah, he gives you some. He can give you like a short jumper. He allegedly been working on a corner 3 this year. That remains to be seen if he's gonna hit that. But he might give us some more. But salute to you, Wayne Nuggie Fresh, man. Thanks for calling in, man. Giving us the energy live from the garden, bro, man. Thanks for calling in.
Man. That's right.
Thank you for having me, man.
All right. Salute.
All right.
Like, shout out to the chat, man. It's been a good show tonight. I think I'm gonna wrap it up right here. Unless there's anything else that I'm missing out on, you guys. I think we talked about everything.
Next game Friday night,
man. We back, baby. Friday night. Knicks versus Wizards.
Sir. Hopefully we'll be talking about the potential return of Mitchell Robinson back into the lineup.
Let's go. The Block Ness monster back into the starting lineup, eating people up. Oh, he's gonna destroy that Wizards. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Just don't get hurt. Just don't get hurt.
I can't wait to smack Dinwiddie in him. I can't.
please bust Dinwiddie in his behind, please. Exactly.
But before we out, shout out to the chat, man. Good show, guys. Good show. I think everything is going off without a hitch. So out to the show. Shout out to Knicks Nation 12. Shout out to Picks for Timmy. Shout out to everybody else who's rocking with the KOT show. We will be back Friday night with your Friday Night Knicks. Hopefully we talking about our preseason championship when the Knicks beat the Washington Wizards, all right? 4-0, damn it.
For real, 4-0. And let's end this preseason with a winning, undefeated record.
Hey, we are the champions.
I hear you, but we got to beat Boston next Wednesday, daggone it.
Oh, that's more important.
Of course. Oh, yeah, we got to.
We can't go undefeated preseason and lose opening night to Boston. That would suck. Come on, baby. We got to beat Boston.
That's not. That would with Kemba and Fournier giving us shout out to Fournier's defense in that second half.
Fournier.
Yeah, man.
I was shocked, man. I was like, this is Evan Fournier playing defense like this.
Yeah, his defense got us out the game and got us back in the game in the third quarter. I was like, man.
Him and Burks was the weakest defender on the rotation last year, and he played good D tonight.
Yo, that's why Burks played more minutes, man. Burks played more minutes than Fournier because he played great defense and he got some extended time.
Look at Burks, man. The second year. That's what continuity under Tom Thibodeau will do. That's it right there.
Absolutely. Yep. So, man, great showing by our guys. We'll be back, baby, on Friday. Shout out to Wilton Menno since the 499 super chat says KOT squad. Shout out to you, Menno, for the super chat, man. I deeply appreciate it. Let's close out the show. Oh my gosh, you know what I forgot to talk about?
What you forgot?
The Knicks reached back from last year and signed Seton Hall product.
Miles Powell?
Miles Powell.
Yeah, Miles Powell.
Yeah, Miles Powell. If you did not know, Miles Powell, the Seton Hall guy from last year, is now signed with the New York Knicks. We cut We cut Raw's favorite player, Luka Vildoza.
Oh man, insurance policy been run out, yo. Been run out.
Time to collect a deductible and go back to Argentina, baby.
If you didn't realize that was sarcasm, then I don't know. But we cut Raw's favorite player, Luka Vildoza.
No, because everybody was hyping. Oh, he might start. Or he gonna be the third guy. I was like, y'all gotta be kidding me, man. Come on, man. Yeah.
And now, we brought back Miles Powell, who's a shooting guy who has a potential. You know, he's a nice little looking combo guard. But we got some pieces, man. Between
he can
him,
shoot the ball, Miles Powell. He can shoot the rock.
Yeah, Miles Powell is nice. Jokic is outside. Jokic is overseas. Messing people up, man.
He's busting ass right now.
Jokic is busting ass.
That's a 3-guard rotation in the future right there.
Exactly.
Him, Quickly, and Jokic and Dukes. That's your 3-guard rotation, man.
Yeah, man. I was looking on some highlights of Jokic. Like, he's overseas killing it. So that's.
Yeah, I like Jokic.
That was a great draft and stash move by the Knicks. But yeah.
Yo, the scouting department, Walt Perrin.
Yeah, man.
The scouting department, baby.
Walt Perrin, the GOAT, man. But that is our show, man. Salute to you guys and salute to the chat. Close out, guys. Let them know where they find you, Raw.
Raw Hebrew Remnant on YouTube. Raw Hebrew Remnant also on Twitter. Raw Hebrew Remnant repping on Patreon, and Raw Hebrew Remnant on Rumble.
All right, let's get ready to rumble. All right, Ryan, where can they find you, sir?
You can find me on Twitter at RyanGKOT.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know I've been kind of idle on Twitter, but I'm back. I'm going to be tweeting again, so, I'm going to make it worthwhile to follow me again. And you can also find me on Instagram at Sir G is Chillin'.
Sir G is Chillin'.
That's SIR. G is CHILLIN. And before I go, I just want to bring it back right quick. Bro, pick Charlotte Hornets by 68 tonight.
Whoa! My bad.
Embarrassing me.
My bad.
I picked Charlotte to be top 6 in the East. I mean, I was like, what the hell? I mean, I thought I was seeing things. I said they were down by 68.
Bruh. My bad. I'm a bad host because we talked about this before. We talked about the bro picks. I forgot to bring back the bro pick, guys, man. I'm sorry. Charlotte losing by 68. I do not care if it's preseason or not.
I mean, that's embarrassing, man.
For real.
68.
That's like varsity versus freshman right there,
Exactly. No, that's like men playing against grammar school. I mean, golly.
Oh, man. Yo, Ryan, you know what that might be, though, Ryan?
Whose what? Whose man?
Whose man's is this, man? That's a whose man's is this? That might be a whose man's is this?
Whose man's is this?
68 points.
You gotta say it to the whole team because like, that's multiple.
That's yo's man's. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Damn.
Oh man. All right.
Gosh.
All right. And with that, I'm gonna just say follow us on the KOT show on Twitter, the Knick of Time show on Instagram, the Knick of Time show on Facebook, and you can also find us. You can find us at the knickoftimeshow.com where you can get these KOT snapbacks for your life. Get those KOT snapbacks. All right. All you gotta do it, and other merch if you choose. All right. That is our show, guys. Thanks for rocking with us. We are out of here. Shout out to the chat. Thanks for the super chat. Please like, subscribe, and share. Peace.
Peace.
Peace. Shalom.